Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to start working on this car a little bit more. And I'm just going to isolate that and start working on it from this kind of standpoint. Alrighty. Alright, so I just kind of have this base car started. I want to try and finish it up today, but we'll see how well that goes. And so I'm just going to start kind of cleaning up some of this stuff here. So we're just going to go into I'm going to dump this symmetry here. I don't need to deal with that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mirror it, undo, and I'm going to actually do an instance here and say okay. So I grab my element, slightly move these together just so that they kind of fit together like so, and then I'm going to work on the rest of the car here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this polygon here, and I'm going to just kind of move that polygon inward a little bit more. And you know what, I think I'm going to go back to edge mode here and start just pulling up some of these pieces here, just kind of giving it a little bit more emphasis on edging. And it looks like 2018 doesn't have my NURMS toggle poly. Nope. Okay, so so one of the things that I do is I use the hotkey is normally to select lock, and I hate using that. Everyone gets stuck at that. So what I do is I actually go into customize user interface here, and it always takes a second to load because there's just so much information here. And then I'm going to go down to the ends, and it's NU NURMS toggle poly, and I'm going to hotkey space, and I'm going to sign, and I'm going to save, and we're just going to save as the UI. We'll just say X just to say OK. And so now with that in place, I can easily kind of NURM this in place. So back to the vertex, I'm just going to start grabbing some of the stuff and just start kind of tweaking around kind of what I envision as this type of car. Not necessarily greatest, but I'm just kind of playing around. And it's better if you plan this type of stuff out, because if you don't plan this out, you generally tend to kind of lose yourself. And the only thing I've got going for me is kind of understanding the sculpture aspect of things. So I'm going to unhide all real quick, and I thought I made wheels. Yeah, I did. So I'm going to hit vertex, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to grab this, and grab this, and then go back to oops. There we go. Control W. There we go. So, and this gives me kind of the base idea here, and I'm just going to grab these wheels for now and kind of clone them on the other side as an instance here. So I do to one, it changes all the other stuff. So and maybe over a little bit more, something like that. And then with those wheels in place now, I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to start kind of cutting. Let's cut. And I'm going to just kind of cut around like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply go into polygons, and I'm going to select said polygons here. And you know what, I'm going to actually deselect these two, and then I'm going to delete these, grab this, and we're going to actually before I do this, I'm going to nope, I'm going to extrude that inward here. And then with that extruded inward, I'm actually going to flatten that out so that will really kind of give me what I'm looking for here. And then we're just going to move this all the way back like so. Kind of move it down a little bit. And from there, I can simply go and go to vertex here, grab my vertices and target weld them in place. Oops. Alright, let's collapse. Oh, I don't even have collapse on. Ugh. I wonder if I can just load that old custom UI once. And so another one is collapse poly. Oh, you know what is there? Let's see here. Alright, something is weird. I got two vertices selected. Why are those not collapsing? I'll play with that later. Ooh, that's why that's not collapsing. Because let's go to polygon. Let's grab that piece and that piece. Hit delete. That is why that's not collapsing. So let's try this again. There we go. All nice and solid. So I'm gonna just grab in the vertice here. I'm gonna just grab some of these pieces and start kind of forming that out. And I'm actually going to kind of clean up some of this stuff here. Just kind of make sure that things are kind of tight. Tighten up this here. Grab all of these. Move them forward. Grab these pieces. And I just want to get that as tight as possible here. So now with that in place, then I'm going to cut something like this all the way up. And I'm going to actually grab these pieces of vertices here and then kind of average them out. And actually, one of the nice things here is you when you're moving stuff, you can actually go in, and if you scroll down, you can. I don't use it that much, but every once in a while, it's really nice. But you can basically move along edge, and so if we just kind of move that, it still maintains that shape. There we go. So basically what I did was I cut around here, and what I'm going to do now is by cutting around here, I'm actually going to I need to cut some more here. So, but the problem is, you know, I can bring this up over here, and it doesn't really need it. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to actually cut real quick here. Let's go here, and I'm going to just bring this out just to help me cut around here. So this back wheel just comes out just a hair. And then what I'm going to do is go back in here and back in the vertice here. And so, alright, so all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut this slightly over to like so, and let's grab this one here, move these over just a hair, and so there is that. And then let's cut this. Cut this along here. Go to my polygon. Actually, let's go delete these two. And then I'm going to go to my polygon, grab these pieces here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to not, so I'm just going to extrude that inward, move it, oops, oh, and it doesn't help that this is why I don't turn it on that often. So turn on my constraints here. Let's flatten this just to get a nice flat edge here. I'm going to take this, move it down, move it back here. And so, sorry about the cut and feed here. I just, the wife came home and she just got a job, so she was really happy and she wanted to tell me and give me a hug. And I know you guys don't want to see all that stuff, so yeah. And then there we go. And we're going to just delete that. And I'm going to start collapsing these edges here. There we go. Okay, so now I've got this piece here. And so here's where I can take this. So I can take this piece here and I can actually cut it all the way to this edge here. And that's going to give me a little bit more loop on there. And then I'm going to grab this and move it up here and then over to the edge, like so. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm trying to keep all quads, and the reason I'm trying to keep all the quads yet is because it just makes life easier when you're dealing with this stuff. So you can see here that I've got kind of a quad or a triangle in the corner, and that's okay because I'm going to actually do some other things here. But so now that I've got that base shape going on here, you know, so now that I've got that base shape with the wheel wells in there and everything, you know, I can play with this a little bit more. But what I want to do is start forming out the wheel well. So that actually has more cuts. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting this down here. And I'm going to actually stop here, and then I'm going to bring it inward. And there's a reason for that. I'll show you this in a second here. But I'm going to take this one here, and we're going to cut all the way down as well. And I'm going to bring that in the corner. And I'm making triangles, yes, but there's reasons for it. So, and I'll fix the triangles in a second here. And something like this. Actually, yeah, we're going to go down here and, all right. So with this cut up, the nice thing I can do is I'm going to actually go into my polygons here, and I'm going to grab my quarter panel like so, and by pulling this out a little bit, it's going to actually I don't like that. I'm going to push this in. So I'm going to grab the edge here, and I'm going to grab this one, this one, this one, and this one, and now I'm going to push that in, and so that's going to create kind of a little indent in the door. And so the things that I can do is as I do this, and I'm going to add in more geometry. I'm going to do a real hard surface organic model, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these pieces here. Oops. And there we go. And let's grab these pieces here. And I'm going to scroll down here, just hit auto smooth. And so that's just going to give me a little crease. And you can see that indents that door just a hair, which I kind of like that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. Okay, so I need to clean up this mess here. And some of the mess is just simple, like here, I'm going to just go in this edge here, and I'm going to collapse that edge. And that solves that edge right there. But this here is kind of an ugly system. So I'm going to actually go into here, and we're going to cut from here to here. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. We'll deal with that in a second here, but I'm going to shape this out first. So just haven't figured out how I'm going to do that one yet. So I'm going to move this one over a little bit. Maybe up, just to give me that rounded edge a little bit more. Kind of inward a little bit. Alright, and so I need to clean up the edges here. And that's my big thing, is because it's starting to get really wonky geometry going on. And so I'm going to take this one here, cut from here to here. That's going to clean up that, and then I'm going to move this slightly around like so. Go in the edge mode, control backspace that one's nice and clean. Grab this edge, kind of pull this forward. So I'm going to grab this loop here and see what loop this pulls. Just not liking the edge loop system here. So I'm going to grab this, and we're going to move this all the way down. Grab this and kind of move it forward. But I'm going to scale this. And then rotate it slightly, and then move it up. So that looks good. And I'm going to grab this one here and slightly move that up. And so you can see I'm just getting that nice nice clean edge. Now, this has got a triangle. Let's try doing this. So I'm going to cut from here. Up here. And we're going to grab that one, Control backspace that out. And let's go here. And I'm going to start up here, cut it down. And cut all the way down, and then there. So let's move that slightly up, rotate that around, move that one slightly up to rotate that around. And as I norm this out, I want to see how the edge flow works. So you can see that, take off my cage. So you can see it kind of really is ugly around here and ugly around there, and I need to get all that flow around the edges really nicely done. And so that's kind of what I'm playing with here. And so I just need to kind of clean up, whether it's, you can see the bad edge loop here. And some of the stuff I can simply clean up by collapsing. So let me grab here, and it's I have none of my hotkeys. You know what? Let me see something once. Let's see if I can just load my hotkeys here. And this is the old one. And let's try that one once. And see if this... There we go. Got my ring. Let's collapse the ring. Let's take this one. Kind of moving it around. And you can see move this up over, and you can see it's creating a ring there, so I'm going to need to deal with that. Makes a triangle out of that. I just don't like the way that edge loop is looking here. Alright, so this one is good. This I can... Let's just cut this all the way down here. I'm going to play with the edge curve here too. I'm going to cut that just to deal with that. And let's go in edge mode. Control backspace that one out. And you can see once I get something cleaned up as simple as that, like it makes the geometry look that much nicer. So cleaning up that geometry early on just kind of gets rid of that headache feel. Alright, so since I've got that one, I'm going to just grab alright, yeah. There we go. Since I've got that in there, the tires are getting in my way, so I'm just going to kind of start cleaning up some of this here. And I think that one can just be moved over like so. And again, the little pieces like this right here are bothering me. Like there's that triangle just doesn't feel right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one back into this piece here, and that's going to give me a triangle. And so what I'm going to do is cut that here, and this is going to slowly move over. Let's grab that edge, and so you can see just by simply kind of manipulating that geometry just a little bit more. And you see what happened. See how it gets weird here. Part of the reason is because all the quads are made up of triangles, and so when I go into the edge mode and I go turn, you can see that this triangle is bad here. So if I change that one around like so, and then do the NURMS, it cleans it up just a little bit more. There's some stuff I need to play with here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this triangle into this mesh here, and then it'll go into here, and for now this is fine. I'm just looking at the outer shape. So then I'm going to grab these, start pulling that outward, actually grab this edge here and collapse that edge, and that actually starts cleaning up things really nicely. So like so, and that looks really good. I'm kind of liking that. So as I get some of these things in here, as I clean up that edge loop, I'm worried about this loop here. I'm not worried about everything else right now. Same thing over here. When I go over here, I'm looking at this edge loop. So you can see that this is, you know, kind of an oddball here. So I'm going to just actually go here, and I'm going to cut this all the way back, like so. And then I'm going to cut this all the way down, like so. And then for now, I look at it and you can see how nice and cleaned up that is. I still need to, I think I'm going to just delete these here. So I'm going to cut this back into here, and that's going to cut into here. And then I'm going to just grab that edge like so and move it around. Grab that one, let's collapse, grab that edge, and just start pulling it around. And so grabbing that little bits and pieces, it's really about, like I said, the edge flow. So something like that. And now I just want to clean up that flow. Oops. Alright. And we're just going to clean up that flow here. And there we go. Okay. And we're going to just finish cutting this all the way down. And looking at that, now I get a really nice edge flow going around here, really nice edge flow coming around here. This is a little bit wonky, but I can clean this up in a heartbeat here. This is no big deal. And so that is kind of that's kind of my basic shape. Now what I'm going to do is start pulling out some of these edge loops here. So I'm going to grab, let's grab this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and I'm going to just start grabbing some of these in the back here. I'm just grabbing enough that I don't want to grab these here. So if I grab these pieces here, I can move that inward a little bit, and grab that, and then just Control backspace, and then let's move that inward again. Alright, so norming it again, get my look and feel about me. Clean up some of this little stuff here. And then once that's in there, once that edge loop is in there, I'm going to grab this and actually cut from here to here. Control backspace. And I don't like that edge here, so, and it's an okay edge, it's just not like, you know what, I think I know what the problem is. So if you look at it now, it looks bad, but if I Control backspace that out, that actually looks a little bit better. It flows around the corner a little bit more. And then let's go in and I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to Control backspace out, and it's not changing that much. So with that in mind, I'm going to go in here, and I think this is the one I'm going to delete. So I'm going to grab that one, and now Control backspace. Now that looks a lot nicer. That's my fix. So I think that looks good. And then I just need to start forming out shapes. Edge loop. So smoothing here. So the big thing I'm going to do is grab polygon, and we're going to just grab as much of the polygon we can here, like so. And I'm going to do a little bit of an inset, and not by 1, but we're going to do it like by just a tiny bit here, so 0.1. Now when I edge loop, you can see here that gets a harder edge, and on top of that, it just creates a nice kind of almost crisp edge, and it's not quite there yet, but so that is that. And then let's grab in, I'm going to do the same thing here, so I'm just going to grab this, grab it once, and then select all the other stuff in here. Let's inset, done, and again, that curves that edge there. So then I'm going to grab this loop here, one loop there, and slowly go into chamfer, and we're going to go back down to 0 here. I'm just going to chamfer this as a third. And so you can see it screws up my geometry, but we can go in and clean up that real quick here. And that's actually really simple, just grabbing in, collapsing that edge, and that takes care of that. And let's clean up that, and we clean up there, and we're going to grab this one, there we go. So that gives me a little bit of a nice crease there. And then from there, we're going to start building up little different pieces. So once I've got that piece in there, here's my hood here. I'm going to grab edge mode, and I'm going to grab not the loop, but I'm going to grab this piece here. And there's this chamfer thing here. So what the chamfer does is basically, there we go. So what the chamfer does is creates a little edge curve there. And so you can see now that piece actually fits nicely outside of that edge. So we're going to start breaking apart some of the bits and pieces here. So we have the hood. Actually undo that. I'm going to grab, instead of this piece here, I'm going to grab this piece like so. And we're going to do that chamfer thing again here. So, and the reason I did that is I'm going to go into vertice now, grab this vertice, and start pushing this over just a hair. Grab this one, push this over just a hair. And so now I've got kind of my hood going on. And the nice thing about that is I can grab the edge loop here. And so I've got the edge loop, and so I'm going to just hold shift down and just slightly bump that down. Oops, undo this. One and two. Alright, so you can see that the loop, the edge there completely destroys things. And that's okay because I'm just going to add in, let's undo this. Alright, let's go in, and so I'm going to drop that loop down a little bit, like so, and that's going to, of course, destroy that. But then I'm going to grab this loop here, that loop there, and let's grab that loop there, and I'm going to just chamfer this one. Not going to chamfer it with the checkbox in there, but I'm going to just add a little bit of a loop there. That's starting to clean up things a little bit more. Just trying to get that what we can do here is we can do by smoothing groups, and we can also do it so there's the ISO line display. That looks good. I just need to clean up some of the stuff here, but I'm going to get that edge looping in there. That's starting to clean it up a little bit, but I just need to. Okay, so with the hood gone, I'm going to go in element here, grab this, scroll it down to hide selected. That's going to give me these pieces in the corner here, and I get to clean these up here. That's my big thing. So I'm going to go into vertice here and start collapsing some of this here. You know, where it really affected it in the corners here. think that's good. We basically unhide all. Hide unselected. Nope. Unhide all. Okay, so unhide all. There we go. And that kind of smooths that corner around. And I can harden those corners if I want. I'm not too worried about that. But I'm just kind of giving me kind of a base to work off of here. So where's that? And you know what? I'm going to grab this and move it down like so a little bit more. Alright. Looks good. So I'm going to grab that. That's 1/4 panel. And then I'm going to grab this. And we are going to cut all the way down like so. And of course you can see how bad it looks up here, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. And we're just going to cut. Actually, we're going to do a quick slice here. Sometimes quick slices work really nice, really fast. Gives me what I want. So I'm going to go here, take my quick slice, grab that, and move it over. Like so. And let's see here. I'm gonna grab. Oh, car. It's sorry, I just looked over here. Kind of a sci-fi car. It's going to fit in. Let me see here. So it's going to fit in kind of a sci-fi environment here, kind of a sci-fi Chinatown. So it's just going to be kind of a made-up sci-fi car. Nothing really fancy. Nothing really. Kind of my own. I don't know. I got a little bit of a reference, and I'm not really following the reference. I'm just kind of using it as an idea type of thing. So just different pieces here and from it. So I'm going to grab like this here, and I'm going to go all the way up over here. Actually, you know what? No, I think I'll go down like so. And then yeah, I think that is the one. Actually, I like that idea for the door. So I'm going to go back to edge mode. I wanted to see the door and how it looks, how the overall shape looks before I kind of do what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to just grab this, move. So it looks like the whole door. Chamfer it. And check box. So that creates that door. Good on that one. I'm going to grab this one. Actually, let's undo this. Let's grab vertice. Oh, I think Max is going to crash on me, so I'm going to save. Save as. Let's do 4 here. Oh, I know why it's acting funny. Let's go to top level. Turn off. Turn on. There we go. I've got the instance selected, and so the instance is yelling at me, saying, don't do that. Please don't do that. Alright, so move this back here. Let's do kind of this here. Let's do the chamfer thing again. There's that. And I'm going to grab that real quick, do the chamfer thing again. And so as you can see, I'm just grabbing different pieces here and kind of making them parts. So grab this, pull that over like that. Actually, let's grab all of this. Just kind of skew that together and just kind of put that together so it looks nicer. And let's see here, let's grab let's grab this one and all the way back, grab this, do another chamfer again. And so you can see I'm just kind of breaking apart the geometry so that it starts fitting in a little bit better. And then let's grab this one here. Oh, I didn't want to cut that. I kind of like that piece there. But let's grab this piece here, grab that piece there, collapse that, grab this one, this one. Oops, I see what I did wrong there. Let's grab this one here. That looks good. Alright. Alright. So I'm going to grab this edge. Let's see, let's grab this down here, bring it down up underneath. Actually, let's undo that, and let's bring Alright. There we go. And let's grab. Okay. So let's grab this and let's chamfer this and do the whole blockout thing. And then let's start. So I should have a good majority of the pieces started. I'm going to also create a back door here. And that goes up here like so. We're going to chamfer that in place. Alright, so now you can see I've got some pieces here. And with these pieces, I can actually start building in some more geometry and things like that. You know, something as complex as a car, you don't want to build this all in one piece, because you're gonna find that it's just not worth it. It's fighting all of the little details. You're better off doing something like this, where you can actually get in there and kind of work things around. Alright, so let's go into vertice mode. I don't know why that did that, but I grab that and move that like so. I'm going to grab these two and move that like so. And I'm going to grab these two and control backspace those out. So, like that. That looks good, yeah. Okay. So, with this in place, this quarter panel here, I'm going to pick a polygon, pick and kind of move like so. And let's see here, I think I'm going to just grab this edge here, move it down a little bit. And then let's cut in a place, or actually, let's grab polygons, and we're just going to inset like so. And there is my window. I'm going to grab and extrude that one down. And then I'm going to detach, I think. So, alright, so that looks good. And then I'm actually going to go in and cut. We're going to go all the way back here and cut up front. And then what I can do is I can grab polygons, and let's inset this in. And with the polygons inset, I'm going to grab this edge loop here, hit delete, grab my edge, and my edge is going to grab it all the way around. I'm going to scale it like so, just move it over slightly. And then I'm going to go and cut. Actually, let's go polygon here, grab all this. And let's extrude that one, and it's going to extrude it slightly back, like so. And I'm going to scale it down. And we're just going to grab the edge loop here. Like so, hit delete. Go into vertices, grab this. Let's move that slightly down, give it a kind of a T build here. Like so. Alright. And so we've got our bumper now. We've got the edge. We've got all the pieces cut out, I think. I think we're good on the pieces. Now it just needs to go start sculpting. So let's start. Let's start playing with polygons here. Okay. So this is going to be my grill. This is going to be my light. I'm going to grab these 3 pieces here, and I'm going to detach them. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Before I do anything else, I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to clone to element. And so, cloning those to element, I'm going to just move those up and over like so. And then with these pieces in here, what I can do is I can actually detach them. And I'm going to detach them as an element, say OK. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break this out into a couple different things. So I'm going to actually just move this up over here so I can see, because sometimes modeling, actually let's just do this. So then we can cut from here across like so. And then I'm going to also cut from here to here. And then what I'm going to do is, now the way headlights work is they've actually got kind of this concave feeling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bevel, not that much. So this is, I'm working so tiny here, so I'm going to have to do the numbers. And let's undo, let's grab that. Let's go to bevel. So I'm going to build in small pieces like that. So I'm going to hit plus on that, plus on this, and then, do it again here, bevel, plus on that, plus on that, and there we go. So it kind of looks a little weird here. But the reason I'm doing this is because what I can do now is I can grab these pieces and kind of move them down further, and I can grab these pieces here, and I'm going to go into this edge mode here and just start unfolding this. And so this is where Alt X sometimes comes in handy. You can see So I'm going to grab that piece and move it accordingly here. This piece here. This piece there. There we go. There's all our pieces kind of fit in there. Same thing here. Let's just clean up this a little bit more. There's my cat. She wants treats. Treats and love. Alright. Alright, so I'm just moving some of these pieces around here. I need to smooth them out a little bit more, but alright. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, that's kind of ugly looking for now, but it'll do what I need it to do. So I'm going to take this polygon, grab it, and I'm going to just basically move it back in here. And what that's going to give me is that's going to give me the lights so that when I take this one here and move it back into there, now I'm going to have lights for everything to kind of deal with. So just kind of, for now, putting that together back again like so. And yeah, so that's working well. And like I said, it's just, I'm going to break this apart and work on it. I should probably just work on it in a different file here. Sometimes it's easier just to reference stuff like this. The door panel looks good. I like this door panel. I'm going to put in the embedded stuff in there. I think that'll work. I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually grab polygons here. So I'm going to grab all of these, some of this down here, and we're just going to extrude that outward like so. Move it in a little bit. Gives me a little bit different kind of feeling on it. Alright. So now you can see the car is starting to piecemeal together. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into edit poly mode here. And so you can see how the car is definitely all pieced up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my scene as, save this off, and then I'm going to go File, Export, and then Export Selected here. Actually, cancel. Let's grab all the stuff from it, and I'm going to work on the car in a separate file. So, like so, like so. I'm going to grab that one. Alright, so I should have all my car parts selected here. And I'm going to just export this as selected file. Actually, let me see if I can just save this off as a selected max file. Car car see how that works. So open another version of Max here. The joy of working on other files. So I'm going to just go File, Save here, or File, Open, and see how this looks. So we go here, Sci-Fi Car. Oh my God, that's amazing. All right, so now that I've got this car, I'm going to just work on this car here. And the nice thing about it is, you know, I don't have to sit and fight with all the other geometry. I'm just going to kind of start tweaking things, and I'm going to break things apart here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Element here and start detaching this. Detach as a object. We're going to call this, I don't know, what is this called? This is windshield. I'm going to go here and yeah, we'll call this door. Actually, let's undo this. Let's keep the windshield back in there. And as long as I'm working on parts here, let's just start playing with things. All right, so let's start adding in some things here. So I'm going to just do a cut, and we're going to cut and now notice I don't go straight across, because if you look, when you do it straight across, it's gonna look like that. So you always want to kind of eye it up here. And let's see if we can just, for now, just cut it over there and be done with it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this piece here. And let's just going to start moving that around here a little bit. And grab, I don't need half of this here, so I'm going to grab that and start pulling that around a little bit. Just making sure everything's kind of smooth and rounded up here. Alright. Alright, so alright. Now I'm going to just grab pieces here, and it looks like I had to edge mode here and grab some of these pieces. Alright, now I'm going to clean up the car here. And I think I'm going to just start breaking apart things, as I was going to do before. I just didn't want to do it because I like the shape, so I was looking at shape and things like that. So I'm just going to start detaching objects. Windshield. And then this one is, let's go with element here, and this one is driver window. Back seat. Driver door. Alright. This is the window or headlight. Pane. Hatchback. What else am I missing here? And I think that is my lights. Bumper. Alright. Alrighty. So let's do this by polygons. So I'm going to grab this polygon set here. Detach that. That's going to be my grill. What else do I have here? Alright, and I don't know what to call this side bumper, I guess. Alright, that looks good. There we go. So, let's start grabbing some of these pieces. This is weird. How is this? How can I not select? I didn't want to select, but okay, so I need to stop this from curving around like that. So just it's got weird geometry in there. I just want to fix that first. So move that up first. And so the big thing is, let's start cutting in some geometry. So here I'm going to go to edge, grab that, and I'm going to chamfer that edge without breaking it apart. So, and so that maintains that nice cut there. Going to grab there we go. So grab that and get rid of those. And chamfer that. Chamfer that. Grab that. And so I've got the 4 edges there. Keeps a nice chamfer. Now I just need to make it quads. And that's actually pretty easy to do. Because what I'm going to do here actually, let's go in and I'm just going to do this real quick here. Looks like I'm out on undos here. Alright, so grab that edge, chamfer that like so, and that holds that edge, and that looks good. Let's grab that one, chamfer that one here like so. And there we go. So now my hood is essentially kind of done. Now the problem with it is you can see that this has got this rivets here, and that's where I'm going to on here. If I can select the hood again here. When in doubt, always just say select hood. Okay, so you can see that this one is kind of it's not really working well here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to see if, come on here, grab this, and I'm going to go into my edit poly here, and I'm going to go in my edge, and grab that edge, collapse it, grab that edge, collapse it, and then grab, come on here, I can grab it, grab that, and backspace it. So it still maintains my polygon geometry, but it's now getting rid of that information. So I'm going to just do that the same thing here. And then that, collapse that. And this has got one of those edges, so I'm going to grab that edge here. One, two, and come on here. So how's everyone doing today? Nobody really says anything to me. So, alright. Today's a good day. Nothing blew up. I didn't have any real major issues going on, so that's always a plus. And, oops, no, undo that one. There we go. Should put some music in the background. I used to listen to music all the time when I was a little, when I was in my 20s, and you know, after a while, it just started giving me a headache for the most part, so I stopped listening to it. But okay, so this is kind of jacked up here, and you can see how icky it is. And so what I need to do is I need to clean some of it up here. So I'm going to go into vertice mode. I'm going to grab these two, weld those together. Grab this one and weld that together. And so that gives me my 3 for my corner. I just need to grab some of these other bits and pieces here, and let's grab let's move that back here. Ugh, that didn't look well. So let's grab those two and put that, and then move that back down. And then let's go and cut from here to keep that clean. So I've got my 3 corners. It looks really ugly. Turn out, there we go. And then let's go here. And do I need 3? I need 3. So I'm going to grab that one, collapse that one. I'm going to grab the vertice for that one, and I'm going to move it back over like this. And I'm going to grab this one here and slowly move it over a little bit. And I'm going to grab this one here and come on here. There we go. Got the right one now. So move that up. So now I'm going to grab edge here, grab that edge, collapse it, and so there. I'm going to grab that one and just kind of move it forward like so. And grab this one and move it forward like so. And so that cleans up that, and I'm going to do same thing here. Oh, how did I get in expert mode? Yeah. That's X-ray. There. If you ever get in it, I think it's Control X is expert mode, so you ever get there. Let's chamfer that one, No, let's. And let's go in here. Collapse that. No, undo that. Undo that. Undo. Come on. So I'm going to grab that edge piece. Let's chamfer that. Like so. Collapse that piece. Collapse that piece. And control backspace that piece. So that looks good. And do the same thing here. Alrighty. So that now gives me a nice, smooth, clean geometry. And I'm going to go into actually just do this. So go back here. I'm going to just move this down like so. So that fits in the hood piece like that. And I can always add more geometry to make things kind of work well. So now, once that's done, I'm going to just add actually a symmetry on there. And we're going to flip in the... There we go. Nice symmetry hood. Looks good. I'm going to actually go in back into the vertex here. And I'm going to bring this up. Oops, undo. Why is that snapping like that? Let's go back in here, grab this. Unless I turned on edge constraints, that's why it's doing it. So now I can going to smooth that out as much as possible. Add my symmetry on there, hit Y. And then let's add a turbo smooth. And I think that one solves that problem. So there we go. That looks good. So it looks like I'm going to be working on this a little bit more than I wanted to. Like so. And you look off of this hood. And I think the hood looks good. I'm going to grab this piece here. I'm going to go in my vertices here. Grab this, and we're just going to move this down. The same thing for here and here, I think. So grab these two, and we'll just move this one down a little bit. This one up. Now this is going to be kind of a grid here, and I don't know how much I'm going to actually be kind of playing with this, but grab that. straighten that up a little bit. It's starting to come along there, I think. And one of the things I'm going to do, and this is, alright, so let's grab this piece. Alright, so this is my kind of bumper start here. So I'm going to grab my bumper, and one of the things I'm going to do with it is I'm going to add in, I want to go to polygon here, and I'm going to go into quick slice, and let's just do this real quick. So I'm going to add in one piece here, one piece there, and then I'm going to grab in my polygons like so, and let's extrude this outward, move it up a little bit, move forward like so, and just scale it just a hair. Actually, scale it this way just a hair. So that's kind of a bumper piece that I'm going to have here. I'm going to grab these pieces here. I'm going to inset, and then I'm going to extrude. Oops, nope. It's inset, and I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to, I think that's good. That's kind of how I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean up. Like, some of this stuff I don't need. So you can see here, not too worried about the edge smooth, but let's go into edge mode here. Like so. And I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to do something. And so now I have that nice hard edge going on there when I put my NURMs on. And that's really what I'm looking for, is I'm looking for that hard edge. And so instead of this black, I wonder if I've got just this as a gray. Yeah, that works too. But I'm just going back to my gray. So I'm going to do this like so. And alright, go here. Grab that piece there. Grab that piece there, except I'm not going to do that. And let's chamfer that real tight, like so. And I'm going to call it done for the day, alright? I just got some work to do, and I got to deal with that stuff. So, alright, I'll talk to you guys later.